The teasers dropped, the fandom went silent, and then, I mean, in an instant, the entire K-pop world was just turned upside down.
Oh, completely upside down. Total chaos.
Right. Welcome to Starscope K-Report. Join us as we ride the Hallyu wave, uncovering, the biggest K-pop comebacks, shocking industry controversies, and major K-drama updates.
From internet-breaking rumors to historic chart milestones, we really dive deep into the world of Korean entertainment.
We do. And picture this for a second. It's a sweltering day in mid-July 2026. You just casually open up Instagram, and within seconds, your entire feed is frozen on a single unmistakable image.
Oh, I knew exactly the one.
Yeah, it's a Polaroid, like a blurry, nostalgic, perfectly imperfect shot of a girl resting her head affectionately on a man's shoulder.
But there's a catch.
A massive catch. His face is completely obscured by this strategically placed heart emoji. In a matter of minutes, that one image sends millions of fans into an absolute frenzy.
It was wild. It sparked endless theories and just completely hijacked the global pop culture conversation.
Exactly. And look, in the high-stakes world of K-pop, an unannounced photo like that usually means a scandal, right? Like a leaked paparazzi shot or a massive PR crisis.
Oh, absolutely. Agencies usually scramble.
Right. But what if I told you that this wasn't an accidental leak? What if it was like the opening scene of a meticulously crafted, industry-shaking revolution? Because JYP and HYBE are panicking, and Jennie's new solo just changed K-pop.
It really is a masterclass in breaking the internet without saying a single word. One photo, maximum chaos.
So today, our mission for this deep dive is to explore how BLACKPINK's Jennie is entirely redefining the K-pop solo career model.
Yeah, she's blending viral marketing, total artistic control, and indie label economics on just this massive global scale.
And just so you know where we're getting all this, we are pulling from a fascinating stack of sources, not just gossip columns, but current 2026 entertainment news from Billboard, the Korea Herald, domestic chart data, and even official agency press releases.
We are essentially looking at the mechanics of a modern pop empire being built in real time. It's fascinating.
It is. So as you listen today, I want you to imagine something. Imagine being at the absolute pinnacle of your career.
Yeah.
You're a global icon. You have a formula that works flawlessly, backed by a massive corporate machine.
Right, the traditional hit factory.
Exactly. And then you decide to just rip up the traditional playbook, start your own company, and do it entirely your way.
Which is a staggering risk. I mean, the K-pop industry is notoriously rigid. But as we'll see, every move she's making is calculated down to the microscopic level.
Okay, let's unpack this, starting with the event itself. We are looking at the timeline leading up to the release of Jennie's brand new single, Less Than a Lover, which officially drops on July 24th, 2026 at 1 PM KST.
Mark your calendars.
Seriously.
Yeah.
But the narrative really begins 5 days earlier, on July 19th, with that infamous Polaroid on her Instagram story.
The one with the mystery man?
Yeah. And she added a caption that simply read, "The summer I chose to pause the love story."
Which, purely from a marketing perspective, is brilliant copywriting.
Oh, it's so good.
It's ambiguous, it's romantic, and it's practically begging for the internet to dissect it. And dissect it they did.
We really did.
We have to understand the psychology of the fandom here, or the K-nets, as they're often called. In K-pop, an idol's private life is often treated as public property.
Right, and we have to look at the reaction impartially because the rumors were immediately wild. Some corners of the internet were heavily speculating that the mystery man was the actor Bayon Woo-sik.
Oh, right, based on his shoulder width and posture.
Yes, netizens were measuring shoulders. But then, an enormous, highly vocal segment of the internet was convinced it was BTS's V.
Ah, yes, the long-standing rumors.
Exactly. And this wasn't just a random guess, This was fueled by those unconfirmed dating rumors from back in 2022 and that viral, blurry footage of two people holding hands in Paris in 2023.
Right. The speculation reached a fever pitch because her private life has been a topic of intense, sometimes overwhelming public scrutiny for years. And historically, neither HYBE, the agency behind BTS, nor YG Entertainment ever outright confirmed anything regarding those past rumors. But the public's appetite for that KT was still ravenous.
They were starving for it. The media and the fans had been writing her love story for her.
And that's not even the wildest part of this comeback, because wait till you hear how she flipped this on everyone.
Oh, it gets so good. And hey, if you love staying updated on your favorites, make sure you're subscribed to Starscope K-Report. We've got even bigger scoops ahead.
Hit that subscribe button.
So the very next day, July 20th, The reveal happens. The official teaser drops, completely debunking all the rumors.
Total curveball.
Complete curveball. The mystery man isn't some secret billionaire boyfriend or a fellow megastar. It's Na Kai.
The model.
Yes, a Taiwan-born model, born in 2002. Hardcore stans might actually recognize him from 17's Blue music video.
Oh, wow. Good catch by the netizens. Seriously, their investigative skills are unmatched. The teaser shows the two of them posing through the window of a blue pickup truck, and then a third teaser drops, showing them running hand in hand through an open field in Spain.
What's fascinating here is the sheer audacity of the strategy.
Right.
This wasn't a PR leak that she had to do damage control for. It was a highly calculated narrative. Let's call it what it is, weaponized scrutiny.
Ooh, weaponized scrutiny. I love that term.
She took the exact thing the media uses to exploit her, which is the relentless rumors about her dating life, and she monopolized it. She essentially bait and switched the entire internet, using their own invasive tendencies to promote her work.
It completely shifts the power dynamic. It's almost like a cinematic soft launch.
Yes, exactly like that.
You know how influencers soft launch a new relationship on Instagram? Like just showing two coffee cups or a hand resting on a steering wheel?
Right, building the hype without revealing the face? Exactly. She used the exact mechanics of a celebrity soft launch as a literal marketing tool for her art. She knew exactly what the internet would do with that heart emoji.
She predicted the algorithm of human curiosity perfectly. And this wasn't just a clever marketing gimmick hatched by some boardroom of executives.
No, not at all.
When you look at the credits on the poster for Less Than a Lover, Jennie is listed as the sole director of the music video, along with being the writer and music producer.
The ultimate triple threat.
Seriously, this marks her most personal project to date. She isn't just the face of the comeback, she is fully at the helm of the visual and narrative direction.
But, you know, this visual intimacy, the polaroid, the indie film aesthetic in Spain, it wouldn't work if she then dropped a massive manufactured EDM track.
No, there'd be a massive disconnect.
Right. There has to be a logical connection between the visual bait and switch and the actual product.
And there is. The visual storytelling perfectly mirrors the massive sonic shift happening in the music itself. Because the sound of Less Than a Lover is, well, it's the antithesis of what you expect when you hear the name BLACKPINK.
Or even solo Jennie. I mean, if we look at her previous solo hits, things like Mantra or Like Jennie, the expectation is high-octane, choreography-heavy pop.
Right, the signature Will G style.
We are used to stadium anthems designed for massive visual performances, backed by an army of backup dancers and pyrotechnics.
But Less Than a Lover steps entirely away from that. According to the early reviews and our sources, it's a vintage lo-fi sound.
Wow.
We're talking electric keyboards, acoustic guitars, and very restrained, introspective vocals. It sounds like something you'd hear in a small, smoky club, not a 60,000-seat arena.
It's a deliberate stylistic pivot. But honestly, the way she introduced this new sound to the world is arguably even more fascinating than the sound itself.
Oh, the rollout was insane.
She completely ignored the traditional K-pop comeback model.
She really did. And for our listeners who might not be deep into the K-pop mechanics, the traditional comeback model is an incredibly rigid, exhausting cycle.
It's brutal.
Usually, an agency drops a highly polished music video on a Friday, and for the next 3 weeks, the artist performs on domestic Korean music shows like Inkigayo or Music Bank every single day.
Yeah, waking up at 3 a.m. for pre-recording.
Exactly. These shows are heavily choreographed, highly produced, and explicitly designed to drive physical album sales and coordinate fandom streaming parties.
It's a localized, manufactured hype machine. But she didn't do any of that. Instead, she took the song on a global road trip before it was even released.
Such a flex.
Right. She debuted this unreleased track live across a massive summer festival circuit. We're talking Governor's Ball in New York, Roskilde in Denmark, Opener in Poland, and Mad Cool in Spain.
And she's slated to hit Lollapalooza in Chicago and Summer Sonic in Japan next.
Which represents a complete inversion of how a pop star is supposed to use a summer festival.
Yeah.
But wait, I actually have to challenge this strategy for
Okay, go for it.
Because if you are a global pop star headlining a summer festival in front of 50,000 people, the conventional wisdom says you play your biggest, most recognizable hits, right?
That's the standard playbook.
You want the crowd jumping up and down, singing every word, posting the spectacle online. Why take the massive risk of playing a slower, intimate, unreleased acoustic track to a festival crowd that is probably already tired, dehydrated, and just waiting for a bass drop.
It's a huge gamble.
It feels like a recipe for completely losing the audience's attention.
On paper, you are absolutely right. It sounds like commercial suicide to play a slow, unreleased song at a massive pop festival. But we have to look at how modern music discovery actually works in 2026.
Okay, fair point.
By playing an unreleased lo-fi track in these massive settings, she created an exclusive, intimate experience for those specific fans in the crowd. And in today's digital economy, an exclusive live experience immediately translates to short-form video gold.
You talk about the fan cams?
Exactly. The fan cams of these specific performances went absolutely viral on TikTok, Instagram Reels, and YouTube Shorts.
Netizens were eating it up.
They were. It built this organic, grassroots word of mouth that a traditional label could never artificially manufacture. It preloaded the official release with hype.
That is so smart.
But more importantly, we need to look at what it proved. By holding those massive crowds captive with just an acoustic guitar and a restrained vocal, she proved her viability as a serious, compelling live musician.
Right. She dismantled the critique that she was just a studio-manufactured idol executing flawless choreography. She was a genuine artist sharing a vulnerable moment.
Exactly. It fundamentally changes the perception of who she is as a performer. But later in the episode, we'll talk about the shocking plot twist in this business strategy that nobody saw coming.
Oh, yes. The business empire behind this is insane. So make sure you hit that subscribe button so you never miss a KT update.
You don't want to miss this.
Let's follow the logic here. To execute a reversed, risky strategy like this, debuting a lo-fi indie track at massive international festivals, skipping the domestic music shows, and directing your own music video to bait the paparazzi, an artist needs absolute, undeniable autonomy.
100%.
If she walked into the boardroom of a legacy K-pop agency and pitched this, what would they say?
Oh, they would laugh her out of the room.
Right.
A legacy agency has shareholders. They rely on predictable formulas to guarantee quarterly returns. They would say this strategy is too risky, that it doesn't fit the established brand parameters, and that it leaves millions of dollars of guaranteed physical album sales on the table.
Which brings us to the underlying business infrastructure that makes this entire artistic pivot possible. Because Jennie isn't just an idol anymore. She's essentially a corporate mogul.
She is the CEO of her own destiny, quite literally. And this is the part of the story that is actively reshaping the global entertainment industry.
And why the big agencies are sweating.
Exactly. In K-pop right now, we are seeing the rise of what's being called the hybrid model, and Jennie is the architect writing the blueprint for it.
Here's where it gets really interesting. Let's break down how this hybrid model actually works. It's best to think of the traditional K-pop agency like an all-inclusive factory town.
That's a great analogy.
The company scouts you, trains you, houses you, produces your music, books your shows, and owns all of your intellectual property. You work in their factory, and they take the lion's share of the profits.
Right, it's a monopoly on your career.
Right. But in late 2023, Jennie decided she didn't want to live in the factory town exclusively anymore. She renewed her group contract with YG Entertainment for BLACKPINK activities.
So she agreed to commute back to the factory a few days a week for group stuff.
Exactly. But for everything else, her solo career, she built her own rival town right next door. She founded her own independent agency, Atelier or OA Entertainment, to house 100% of her solo IP.
That distinction is crucial. She didn't just sign to a different label, she built the label. And the financial numbers coming out of Atelier are staggering.
Oh, they are mind-blowing.
According to the regulatory filings in our sources, OA Entertainment generated 23.8 billion Korean won in revenue in 2025 alone. That's roughly 16 million US dollars.
Oh, 16 million in 1 year.
In 1 year.
Now, $16 million might not sound like a lot compared to a massive corporation like HYBE or Universal Music, but you have to remember, this is a startup.
A brand new company.
The overhead is minimal. There isn't a bloated executive board taking a cut. This is lean, direct-to-consumer revenue generated by a single artist who owns her master recordings.
Yeah.
How is an independent label generating that kind of scale so quickly?
Well, it's driven by a highly diversified global portfolio. We're talking endorsement deals where she keeps the full equity, broadcast appearances, live performances, and crucially music releases where she isn't splitting the royalties with a legacy agency.
She's keeping the bag.
She really is. Her digital footprint is massive. She currently commands nearly 50 million monthly listeners on Spotify, and her total catalog has amassed over 7.8 billion streams.
7.8 billion.
Every time someone presses play, the economics heavily favor her own company, not a parent agency.
And to really understand the scale of what Atelier is doing, we have to look at the success of her debut studio album, Ruby, which came out in March 2025.
Such a good era.
Incredible era. And this wasn't some quiet underground indie release. She partnered with Columbia Records to distribute it. And this shows the genius of the modern music business. She didn't sign a traditional record deal with Columbia where they own her.
Right, she didn't sell her soul.
No. She effectively hired Columbia Records to provide label services and distribute her music globally, while Atelier retained the ownership.
If we connect this to the bigger picture, it's a true partnership of equals. And the commercial performance of Ruby proved that this hybrid model could dominate at the highest level.
The numbers were insane.
It featured massive Western collaborations. You know, artists like Childish Gambino, Dua Lipa, Doechii. It sold over 660,000 copies in its first week in South Korea alone.
An absolute all-kill.
Truly. It eventually earned a triple platinum certification from the Korea Music Content Association for hitting 750,000 copies.
And the international reach was just as impressive. Ruby debuted at number 3 on the UK official albums chart, which is a historic milestone for a K-pop female soloist.
Groundbreaking.
It hit number 7 on the Billboard 200 in the US. The lead single, Like Jennie, spent weeks on the Hot 100 and went RIA platinum.
But here's where we have to connect the data back to the release of Less Than a Lover. The massive success of Ruby was built on a major label push.
Right.
It relied on high-profile international features, massive marketing budgets, and a sound that was very much aligned with global pop and club trends. It proved that Atelier could play in the big leagues and execute a blockbuster rollout.
For sure.
But Less Than a Lover represents an entirely different kind of stress test for the company.
Because she's stripping away all the safety nets.
Precisely. With Less Than a Lover, she isn't leaning on a Childish Gambino feature to guarantee streams. She isn't relying on a massive EDM beat to go viral in clubs.
It's all her.
As we established, she is the sole songwriter, she is the composer, she is the music video director. It's a softer, lo-fi track. This release is testing the fundamental underlying value of her company.
Can she sustain it alone?
Exactly. Can Atelier translate the rapid financial and commercial growth of a blockbuster album into sustained, truly independent creative momentum?
It's the ultimate test of brand loyalty. It's the difference between proving you can sell a massive Marvel blockbuster because of the special effects and proving you can sell a quiet independent film purely on the strength of your own name and your own creative vision.
That's a perfect comparison.
She is asking her audience, will you follow me when I stop playing the game you expect me to play?
And it's a terrifying question for any artist to ask. Can she pause the high-gloss pop machine, offer something deeply personal and understated, and still command the world's attention without the machinery of a legacy agency propping her up?
Well, based on the fact that a single blurry Polaroid with a heart emoji practically broke the global internet in a matter of minutes, I'd say the attention is definitely still there.
The attention is undeniably there. But the real triumph isn't just the attention, it's the ownership of that attention.
Right.
She's not asking for permission from executives anymore. She owns the master recordings, she owns the narrative of her own dating rumors, and most importantly, she owns the company.
So what does this all mean for you listening right now? You don't have to be a global K-pop star to learn from this.
No, the lessons are universal.
Whether you are an entrepreneur trying to get a startup off the ground, a creative trying to find your unique voice in a crowded market, or just someone trying to carve out your own path in a rigid traditional industry, Jennie's playbook is a masterclass in modern brand building.
It absolutely is. She teaches us the sheer value of leveraging what people expect of you to capture their attention, like using a fake dating scandal to launch a highly personal art project.
Brilliant.
And she shows the importance of taking calculated, counterintuitive risks with your product, like playing a slow acoustic song at a high-energy rave.
And perhaps most importantly, she proves the ultimate power of owning your underlying business infrastructure. You can bend the rules all you want, but you can't truly rewrite them until you own the house they are made in.
Which leaves us with a rather profound question about the future of the entertainment industry as a whole.
I'm listening.
If we look at the legacy agencies, the companies that built K-pop into a global phenomenon over the last 30 years, their entire business model relies on controlling the talent.
Right, the factory town.
But if the biggest, most profitable stars in the world, the ones who generate hundreds of millions of dollars, no longer need traditional mega agencies to fund, market, or direct their solo art, What exactly is the role of the traditional hit factory in the coming decade?
Are we witnessing the beginning of the end for the agency era? It's wild to think about.
It really
A
is.
system that has rigidly defined an entire genre of music might be completely upended, simply because the artists finally realized they are the product, the marketing, and the CEO all rolled into one.
All of the above.
And to think, all of this massive industry-shaking disruption, it all started with a sweltering July day, a blurry Polaroid, and a strategically placed heart emoji.
Iconic.
Truly. You've been listening to Starscope K-Report, where Eric and Minji bring you the story shaping K-pop, K-dramas, and the global Hallyu wave. Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories that keep the stars shining.